Yo, what up, Gersonzero here. Alright, I'm actually looking at this Gamestop receipt. In my previous video, I mentioned that I traded a bunch of games in for Max Payne 3 towards that purchase, but I did get a little bit more money than I anticipated. So, I wanted to share with you guys and ask you just a general question here. Is it really worth trading in a game? Just want to know. I really want to know what your opinion on this is. Me personally, my stance on it is, if I buy, let's say, Max Payne 3 with, if I actually pay out of pocket, Max Payne 3, Mass Effect 3, and let's say Ridge Racer Unbounded, right? I buy those games, it's about $60 each, is about 180 plus with taxes. New York City, roughly about 190, give or take. Now, I buy those 3 games. Let's say I beat them 100%, and I no longer play those games, and I want to get Ghost Recon, for instance, Future Soldier. Now, the thing here is, if I'm no longer going to be playing these games at all, whether it's online with friends, achievement hunting, reminisce a little bit about the game, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth keeping it unless I had such an amazing experience with the game. I'll keep it for like sentimental value. Like I have a couple of games like Dark Void, for instance. I still have that game, and I have the game mainly because I don't know. It's just like I had such a great time with that game, even though it's not the best game in the world. With the playthrough that I did and just playing it offline, trying to beat it on hard, that I decided, you know what, I'm gonna keep this game. Same thing with buying a Commando and a couple of other not too great games. So I don't know. I really think that it's just maybe it just depends on the mood that I'm in, because I recently traded some games that I'll show you the list. You guys are just gonna be blown away with the games that I traded, and it's mainly because my brother recently moved away and he took the PlayStation 3, so now I have to buy another PS3. I'm in the market for a fat PS3. Preferably that plays PS1 and PS2 games, but I don't think I'm going to find that. And I also wanted to get the Slim for some time because of the space that I'm in right now. So I'm more than likely just going to go the cheaper route, go the ladder and just get the Slim. So I want to show you my list, guys, and again, I really want to know if you guys think it's worth trading a game in. I personally tend to trade in a game. Like, let's say if I beat Max Payne 3, right, and I'm no longer going to play it, I'm never going to replay it on the harder difficulties, which I will, then I'd rather trade them in as quickly as I can to get as much money as possible. I know you can go the eBay route or the Amazon route and some other vendors that you can trade your games to, and you'll get way more money than in GameStop. But in GameStop, the way it works is the more games you trade in, the more percentage you get towards the game. I think it maximizes at 30, I'm not sure. But maybe they'll throw in an extra $10 on top of that. But let's take a look at this list. Believe it or not, this is actually quite a small list. I actually had a receipt once that was so long you could probably jump rope with it. But I just wanted to give you a demonstration here on how long the actual receipt is. It's actually quite lengthy, but it only takes up about half the receipt anyway. So, see, this is the actual real list right here. So it's not too bad. It's quite a few games, but nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy, that is. I don't know how many of you guys are GameStop employees, but I heard rumors that it depends on which GameStop that you go to, what factors in on the whole amount of credit that you get back. Like if they traded in a whole bunch of games in, like if everyone bought Max Payne 3 and every single one of them traded it in, the more people that traded in, supposedly the less you get back. I don't know how true that is. I did run into some instances where I did have 2 copies of Gears of War 1. I traded in one GameStop and I got about, let's say, $15. I don't know the exact amount, but then the following day I went back to the other GameStop, the one closer to my house, and I got about 12. So I don't know how that works. Maybe it depends how many they have in stock in that store. But any of you GameStop employees, I would appreciate if you guys let me know. That would be awesome. So this is the one that I went to. I went to the one on Fordham Road. This is the one of my choice. So if you guys live in the Bronx or New York City and you go here, maybe we'll see each other one day. It would be pretty awesome. They do take iPods and iPads now, which is actually pretty cool, and iPhones, which I heard that they take quite a bit they actually give you quite a bit of money for the iPhone 4. And when the new iPhone comes out, I'm more than likely going to trade that shit in for store credit. Fuck that. So here we go. Now, I traded in Soul Calibur 5 because I'm going to tell you this right now. That game, very lackluster. I like the gameplay a lot, but I think the amount of content that they took out or held back for DLC, I'm never going to buy DLC. I'm not a supporter of DLC unless it's actually really, really good. In terms of DLC, I do tend to eat my own words. I did purchase the Azura's Wrath DLC. You know, I practically bought all of them, and I personally think that they're worth it. I think it's actually properly priced. But then you have games like Soul Calibur 5, which, you know, there's so many missing features in that game, characters and, you know, equipment, that I don't think it's worth purchasing. And having a DLC character for pre-order bonuses is just, that's a video for another day. But Soul Calibur has become a game where it's a little frustrating because it used to be a game about character. You know, each character had their own soul. You know, now it's no one uses any of the original characters online. Everyone just uses the created characters, and it's a shame because I still think that Soul Calibur 2 is the best one in the series. And I also sold Soul Calibur 4. Now for Soul Calibur 5, I'm sorry, I did actually get 2520. Be mindful the game is about $40 now, brand new, I believe. Don't quote me on that. And then you have Soul Calibur 4. I mainly did it because of the percentage boost and the card boost, so I would get more money. So I got about $490. I did buy that game on launch, which was in 08. So it came up to about $490, which is actually pretty decent. And then the one that everyone was going to shoot me for, Mass Effect 3 on the PS3. The reason why I sold it was for two reasons. Okay. The save is gone. The save that I had, which is about 6 hours, maybe, not even, who knows, maybe 4. Deleted. My brother deleted it. He wasn't aware that it was my save because I was playing it on his profile like a moron, because I used I don't know how I did it. It's confusing because I redeemed the code on his. No, I redeemed the code on my profile for the online pass, but started playing the game on his profile. It's weird. It's very odd. So I said, fuck this, man. I'm trading the game in. He took the PlayStation, so there's no real point in me keeping it. And I played 1 and 2 on the Xbox. I mean, I know that my Xbox was messed up when this happened, but you know, I said, let me buy the PS3 one because I was beasting to play it. You know, it turns out I barely played the game, and don't ask why. I actually don't have a reason why. I'll get to it sometime. I got 2240. The game is still 60 or 50. I want to say 60. And then we got Naruto: The Broken Bond. I got about $7. This game I got for free in, damn, a long time ago. Maybe 2010, I think. I'm not sure. No, I'm sorry. Maybe 09. I got it for a present. I don't know what it was, but $7 I got. Did get the 10% boost, so. And I also traded No More Heroes, which gave me $1.75. You guys don't understand the receipt. The credit is actually on this side, and the games are here with some bonus features there, bonus, you know, information. So I got about $1.75 for No More Heroes. I sold it because that game that's a terrible game. The first No More Heroes is a piece of shit. The second one is by far top 5 Wii games of all time. I don't care what anyone says. That game, you could call the combat repetitive, but it's stylish as hell and never boring to me. So hopefully, you know, the Wii U, when you play the Wii games on that shit looks fucking amazing, because I will be replaying that game on the Wii U if it does up convert. We got Street Fighter 4 Vanilla. I don't need it. I have Super and I have AE, and I just downloaded the AE patch when it first came out, so I said, fuck it, let me just trade in Vanilla 4 because I did own it on the PS3 as well, and I sold it. And then I also traded in Prototype. The reason why I traded in Prototype is because they actually took out abilities from the first game and they added them as DLC in this game, such as his armor. The armor that when you're using Alex Mercer in the first game, he can actually turn into the Guyver, and as he's running through the crowd at top speed, anyone in his way, whether it's a car, I think a tank, I'm not sure. I know it's crowds like of people and, you know, cars and all that, they just get knocked out. It's DLC, they could kiss my ass, you know. The game is basically a story mode with some mini games. Like, I feel that the first game is superior in every way. Sure, the graphics are better, you know, the combat is a little bit better. I think the lock-on sucks in this game, but the first one, it mirrored more of what made Ultimate Destruction Hulk awesome, which I will be buying soon because Hulk Ultimate Destruction is fucking amazing, and so is the fun factor of the first prototype. So thank God I have the first prototype, and I got about 3230. And if you guys don't know, I did buy that game like a couple of weeks ago, and it's short too. I beat it under 20 hours. For an open world game, that's unacceptable. And I also traded Ninja Shit 3 for PS3, mainly because my Xbox was down. That's another reason why I bought Mass Effect 3, if you guys aren't familiar with that. It broke down. I actually got it working now, so it's cool. But that's the video for another day. Now, Ninja Gaiden 3, I got 3230. It's a bad game, but I'm not gonna lie, this shit is better than fucking Prototype. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because at least with Ninja Gaiden, actually, what am I saying? Both of them are pieces of shit, but like, I feel that Ninja Gaiden, it did take away a lot of features and added them as DLC as well. I still think that I knew going in that the game was gonna be a piece of shit because, you know, Itagaki was gone, and it's a shame that Ninja Gaiden turned into what it did. But with Prototype, I went in there expecting more of what made the first one awesome, you know, and it didn't deliver. I realized that after a couple of hours of playing that shit, man. So then we got Ultimate Ninja Storm 2. I had that for Xbox. I'm not gonna lie. I like the story. I really like the cutscenes and the quick time events that the second one had. The second one came out, I think it was like 2010. It came out like the same time as Castlevania, Lords of Shadows. But I don't know. Like, I felt that the game, I really didn't feel like I was fighting someone. It felt very, I don't know, like they were play fighting. Again, the production values are ridiculous in that game, and I love Azura's Wrath. I think that's a great developer, but I don't know, like I feel like it could have been a lot better. So I traded that. I wasn't even playing it, honestly. Got about 1540. Mars Capcom 3 Vanilla 980. You know, that's a no-brainer. I have Ultimate. And then I have Ultimate Ninja Storm Generations. And I traded that because I just honestly wasn't playing. It's actually, I think it's better than Storm 2. It's a lot faster. Maybe what, 20-30% faster. Not like double the speed or anything like that. But I think that the game, it started falling apart for me when I realized that everyone plays somewhat the same. You know, like, you don't really need to learn moves or combinations or anything like that. Like, I don't know, it's a good game, don't get me wrong, especially if you can get it for this price. But for 60, not gonna lie, I'll take the hit there. You know, so I won't be buying any more Naruto games. I think I'm done with Naruto. Just as I'm done with Dragon Ball Z games. So, you know, I really like PS2. I really like Ultimate Ninja 3. I have it for PS2. I think that's the best Naruto game, period, hands down. So I got about 30-30. And then, you know, I also reserved Max Payne, like I told you guys. So I got Max Payne 3, the standard edition. I got 60. But I got a total of about $183.40. So I need to know, guys, do you think that all of this right here, do you think it's worth the trade-in value of $183.40? I personally think that it is. You know, like, I'm basically going to be getting now Dragon's Dogma and Ghost Recon Future Soldier on Tuesday. So I'm going to be getting those. That's basically, I just want to know, do you guys think it's worth trading the games in once you pay that much money? Because you got to take a look at the amount of years that span this list and what they're worth today versus how much you paid back then full price. Is it worth keeping a game stored on your bookshelf or your game shelf or your drawers, under your bed, under your mattress, on top of your furniture, you know, on top of your 360? Is it worth having it stay there and collect dust versus just transforming them into a new game? You know, whether it's 3 to 4 games, even 10 games just for one game. Do you think it's worth it? That's what I just want to know. Sorry it took a lot of your time here, but yeah, definitely let me know. Video responses, I'll approve them. You know, PM, comment down below. And guys,